Zac Lomax has officially become rugby league's most toxic asset. 2 clubs in 2 years, a failed Saudi Arabian exodus, and now he's begging Melbourne Storm to rescue a career he's torched with his own hands. Smash that subscribe button if you want the real stories the mainstream media won't touch. Here's what we're dealing with, folks. Zac Lomax, New South Wales origin winger, supposed superstar, just got caught in the wreckage of his own ambition. He walked out on Parramatta after 1 season. Before that, he bailed on St George Illawarra, the club that literally made him an origin player. Now he's homeless, contractless, and desperately trying to convince Craig Bellamy he's worth the headache. Let's rewind. Lomax signed with the Eels for big money at the end of 2024, freshly minted from his origin debut. Then 2025 happened. Brad Arthur got the axe just weeks after Lomax put pen to paper. Clint Gutherson, the captain who supposedly recruited him, jumped ship back to the Dragons. And instead of fighting through it like a professional, Lomax saw dollar signs from Saudi Arabia's R360 competition and vanished. The NRL threatened a 10-year ban, 10 years, for any player who signed with R360 while still contracted. But here's the twist. R360 postponed until 2028. Lomax is left standing in the rubble with no club, no contract, and a resume that screams flight risk. Now his manager, Steve Gillis, is doing damage control on Fanatics TV, spinning this disaster like he's selling beachfront property in Dubbo. He confirms Melbourne's interested. Of course they are. They turn broken toys into premiership weapons. But there's a catch. Parramatta's release agreement has a clause preventing Lomax from playing for another NRL club until 2029. That's right. The Eels made sure if he walks, he's walking into the wilderness. Gillis reckons Peter V'landys in the ARLC are happy to have Lomax back. Quote, "The NRL wants the best players in the world playing in the competition." Sure, Steve, but wanting him back and trusting him are 2 very different things. Here's what Gillis won't say on camera. Lomax has developed a reputation, not just as a talented winger, but as someone who bails when things get tough. At the Dragons, Paul McGregor promised him the fullback jersey. He played 1 game there, got shifted to centre, then wing. Lomax sulked. Instead of proving his worth, he demanded a release and got it. At Parramatta, Jason Riles wanted him on the wing, his best position, by the way, the one that got him into Origin, and Lomax couldn't handle it. So he chased Saudi money and left the Eels holding the bag. Now Melbourne Storm are circling. Craig Bellamy doesn't rebuild careers out of charity. He does it because he sees value others miss. But even Bellamy has limits. You think he's going to hand Lomax a centre spot? Not a chance. Melbourne's backline is stacked. Lomax would be lucky to get the wing, the same position he's been running from for 2 years. And here's the delicious irony. If Lomax signs with Melbourne, he'll be playing under the most ruthless coach in the game, in a system that demands absolute loyalty and 0 excuses. 1 bad attitude, 1 whisper of discontent, and Bellamy will bury him in reserve grade faster than you can say Storm culture. But wait, there's more. The Brumbies and Western Force are sniffing around. Rugby Union wants him, and honestly, that might be his best option. Union pays well, the expectations are lower, and he can reset his career without the NRL media circus following him everywhere. Gillis tried to defend the double departure, saying the scoreboard reads poorly, but there are circumstances. Mate, the circumstances are that your client has the backbone of a jellyfish. Every club has drama. Every player faces coaching changes. The difference is, most of them don't run for the exit every time the going gets tough. Here's my take after 20 years covering this game. Talent means nothing without character. Lomax has the former in spades, but the latter? Jury's out. Melbourne might take a punt, but they'll make him earn every second of game time. And if he doesn't, he'll be the cautionary tale every manager tells their clients when they start getting too big for their boots. The NRL will welcome him back because they need stars, but don't mistake that for forgiveness. The clubs, the fans, the media, we've all got long memories. Zac Lomax had better hope Craig Bellamy's magic touch is real, because this is his last shot at redemption. And this is Aussie NRL Pulse.